Barcelona and Lionel Messi, 2 points back of Real Madrid. Now the two teams are scheduled to meet in Barcelona October 26th. However, reports out of Spain that it could be moved, the Clasico could be postponed. Sid, how do you think this all shakes out?
Well, it's very difficult to know where this will go from here. For those, of course, who don't know the background, last Monday, 9 Catalan political leaders were sentenced to prison sentences between 9 and I think 13 years in total. There's been huge protests across Catalonia, in particular in Barcelona, because of this. And the league has today asked the federation to change the order of the Clásicos. In other words, this one, instead of being played at the Camp Nou, would be played at the Bernabeu, and the second one would be played at the Camp Nou instead of the Bernabeu, to try and take it away from the game that's immediately after these sentences and in the midst of all of these protests, not least because there has been a demonstration called for that very same day. Now, the problem with that is that neither club wants to do this. Barcelona don't want to do it at all. Real Madrid don't want to turn the games around. They would much rather postpone this game and play it another time. And what the league has done is it's asked the federation, which has put this in the hands of the competition committee. Now, to explain, the competition committee is basically 3 people, one from the league, one from the federation and one independent. Now, they will listen to the clubs and they're going to give the clubs till Monday to provide their point of view of this, and then they will take a decision which we expect on either Tuesday or Wednesday. But while they will listen to the clubs, they will not necessarily decide according to what the clubs say. Now, we know that the league wants to change this. Well, that's one of the 3 votes pretty much already guaranteed. We know that the federation and the league are never going to agree with each other, so this may well be down to the independent vote. My guess at this stage is that the Clasico doesn't take place as normal. Either it gets moved stadium, or it gets moved date, or some other attempted solution will be put in place. The reality is, of course, though, that none of the solutions are going to be universally popular.
Sid, you mentioned Real Madrid doesn't want to make this move. I'm looking at their injury list. Modric, Vasquez, Bale, Cruz. Why don't they want to postpone this Clasico?
That's very, very cynical of you. But of course, I mean, I'm sure there is an element of that. They'll be looking at this and thinking, well, look, it suits us to wait till then. But I think, you know, there are a whole series of logistical issues with this, of course. You've got people who've bought tickets already. You've got people who have to travel and have already arranged travel. Real Madrid, and this is one of the other elements to do with the security of this, Real Madrid would have to go to Barcelona the night before because this is at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in Spanish time on the Saturday. So it's not just about guaranteeing the safety during the game, it's about guaranteeing the safety that night. And the league are saying, and again, I think this is just one of a number of reasons, but the one that they're kind of putting forward is that they're saying, look, last year we had, I think it was something like 1,500 security staff at the ground between police and stewards and so on. So this year that won't be possible, and it won't be possible because of those demonstrations throughout Catalonia and in an environment in which there's greater tension anyway. So they're saying that this is about security, which of course does make you wonder whether one of the solutions proposed at some point may well be what we saw, what is it now, 2 years ago, when Barcelona, after the referendum that led to this entire situation that we're in at the moment, when Barcelona played against Las Palmas behind closed doors.
The Clasico doesn't need much more drama, but...
Why can't they move it to America?
Oh boy.
Sid, you love that idea, don't you? Sid, we could have the 2 Clásicos. We could have the 2 Clásicos in America, Sid. There you go.
You know what? I mean, you say that tongue-in-cheek, but there is a genuine point to be made here, which is more, I suppose, about that debate that we had then than about this debate now. And I think we discussed this at the time, but it's worth reminding people of this. The Clasico was never on the agenda for a game to move to America. And a part of the problem that the other clubs had with this, and part of the problem that I must say I had with this as well, was, oh, so what you're basically saying is we wouldn't do this to the big 2, but we'll do it to someone else. And they wouldn't do it with the Clasico. Although, as you say, right now, I wonder if Tebas is looking at this and thinking, this is quite a nice solution. I can get my game in Miami, and not only that, I can get with the biggest game possible. Although, I'll tell you what is it now? 10 days to go. It takes quite a lot of organisation to get that done in 10 days, doesn't it?
To be fair, they could do with seeing some good football over here at the moment.
Okay. Save it, bro.
Hey, if you cannot guarantee the safety of the fans attending the match, or the safety of the players that also have to attend the match, then clearly this is one of those where, look, Real Madrid may not be happy, Barcelona may not be happy. It doesn't matter. That decision should supersede both of the clubs, and then you make a decision based on common sense. If there is a security issue, if there is a problem with the safety of fans and the potential safety of players, then you postpone this, or you change the venue, and that's it. But you leave, and I can't believe I'm saying this, you leave Barcelona and Real Madrid out of the decision. Could we dare do that? Maybe. I think that's a correct decision.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.